guys, Carla with Carla's Clever Crafts. I am going to do a frog wreath today. It says welcome to our pad. This cute little sign came from Craft Outlet. I have already attached some pipe cleaners to the back. I use E6000 glue with hot glue over top of that, and then I attach a piece of fabric or scrap ribbon or something on top of that just to hold it. It does not come loose. Works very well. So we'll lay that to the side for a minute. I'm going to be using the Dollar Tree frame, and I have wired it for the cruffle method. So we have 18 total pipe cleaners, 6 on the inside, 12 on the outside. And then I am going to be using this really pretty light green mesh. This is a value mesh from bbcrafts.com. And then I'm also going to use on the top layer this really pretty pink, I call it window pane, but I think it's actually called wide weave mesh. So we're going to use that on the top of the green. So we'll start with laying in our base layer of mesh. We're going to only be working on these outside 12 pipe cleaners to start with on this design. Go ahead and separate some of these and get them ready. Okay. So I'm doing the cruffle again. This is my favorite mesh style to use because it protects your cut edges from fraying. So when your design is complete, you have less fraying and tear on your design. So just curl the first end. I roll it over 4 times and put a clip. Turn it away from you. Do the same thing on the other end. Then turn your 2 curls face down and cruffle down the middle. Both of these meshes are 10-inch wide meshes, and they're cut 16 to 17 inches long. And I'm going to do all green on the base. So all 12 of these outside pipe cleaners are going to get 1 piece of green mesh. And when I'm placing them in the pipe cleaners, I'm putting the finished edges to the inside and the outside of the frame. So with finished edges outside and inside, that will give us, when we're done, we'll have somewhere between 24 to 26 inch wreath design, depending on what else we add to it. This design will also give you a wreath that's about 5 inches deep without a bow, but I think we're going to add a bow to this one. The bow would make it even deeper. This type of design is not storm door friendly, so keep that in mind. Do cruffle method on some of the designs that I do are storm door friendly, but the way that I lay these in and layer that second layer of mesh on top makes them too thick to fit between the doors. Oh, I forgot. Let me see if I can load in my comments and see if anybody is on. If you catch this video later on replay, make sure to comment #replay. Let me know that you watched it and what you thought of the design. Curl the other end. Hi, love. Thank you for watching again. decorate a few more of these. You need 12 pieces of the green if you're wanting to do this design, and 6 of the pink. I've also done a separate video now that tells you exactly how to wire the frame to do the cruffle method designs that I do. Also a quick and easy way to cut your mesh and your ribbon pieces. And then also how to prepare your signs, particularly if they're thicker wood signs that you can't use a metal hole punch on. How to prep those to attach them to your wreath. So if anybody wants to see that, just let me know and I can link it in the comments. And if you're watching, make sure you say hey and let me know that you're here. Not sure if I mentioned, but the green mesh is from bbcrafts.com and the pink is from craftoutlet.com. That is where I get the majority of my mesh, sometimes from Hobby Lobby, but only specific ones of their mesh. I don't like all of their mesh, but some of them are really good quality for a pretty decent price. Last piece of mesh, and then we'll look at the ribbons I've decided to add. My pattern all off. There we go. There we go. Now I have them all going the same direction. Okay, so that's our first layer of mesh. I'm going to be using 4 different ribbons. I'm going to use this super adorable frog ribbon with the lily pads. It's green, dark green, light green, and pink and white like our sign. And then I'm going to use, that's 2.5 inch ribbon, the frog ribbon. I'm going to use this 1.5 inch pink. And then I'm going to use this really pretty 2.5 inch spring ribbon. It has butterflies and flowers, geometric shapes and designs and leaves in yellow, green, pinks, reds, coral it looks like, or peach. And then I'm going to use this really light green with black polka dot, 1.5 inch ribbon. This one was 2.5 inch too. All of them are cut to 13 inches long, and I have 9 of each ribbon type. So 9 pieces of each for a total of 36. Okay, and I have a few here that I did not detail or dovetail before we went live, so I'm going to do that real quick. I just line up my ends of my ribbon. Fold them in half long ways. I'm going to cut from the folded side to the wired side at an angle. The scissors are getting dull. Plus this is really thick ribbon. It's like a canvas material. The other end. Okay. And I'm going to match up the light pink with the frog, and then I will do the other two together. So to add my ribbon tails, again, we're only working on the outside 12 pipe cleaners. We're not using those 6 on the inside yet. I am going to crisscross my ribbons. I had one here. This one has splicing. It came off of the roll like that, so I'm going to use it and make sure it goes on the bottom. So we have an X in front of us, a small X. This is a big X. We don't want that. We want to make a small X, scrunch it down the middle, and then V it back towards ourselves, making sure that these 2 pieces are even. Okay, and then you end up with basically a fan of ribbon tails in your hand. You're going to place it in your first pipe cleaner. Squeeze it down in tight and give it 3 or 4 twists. Clip off the extra, and then push the end down in and squeeze it. And then I just fluff out my ribbon tails. I come in down next to the pipe cleaner and push out to give it like an arch. And then I just curl the edge under. Now we're going to do the butterfly and florals with the green polka dot. Same exact process, small X, scrunch down the middle, V it back towards yourself, line up these 2 ribbon tails so they're even, and then put it in your next pipe cleaner. And we're just going to rotate the patterns all the way around. So you'll be using 6 pieces of each ribbon to do the base. are you this evening? Okay. Fan them out again. You can always fix your ribbon tails after you get them all put in. I just find it easier to do them as I go. Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. How is all the family? Doing good? That's good to hear. I see Rachel on Facebook sometimes. I keep up with her that way a little bit. And your daughter, I see her on Facebook a lot too. She is so beautiful. I've been doing, oh, you're welcome. I've been doing pretty good, but both my grandson and my husband are sick right now. They caught something, and my husband said because I take vitamins every day, he thinks that's why I don't get sick whenever they all get sick. He might be right. Ever since COVID came along, I've been a huge advocate of taking vitamin C and zinc. Plus, my doctor has me taking vitamin B and D, so I think I'll keep taking them as long as I don't get sick. Have some vegetable soup cooking on the stove, and as soon as this wreath is done, I'm hoping that the soup is done because I am starving and I haven't had vegetable soup in a while. Thank you. remember if I mentioned, I'm twisting these pipe cleaners about 3 or 4 times around the ribbon before I push the end down and pinch it. I start talking and I get sidetracked. Oops, wrong one. Go in there, right? Okay, looks like we're on our last one on the bottom. Whoops. Okay, so now we're ready. We're going to start adding to the 6 pipe cleaners on the inside. So I'm going to reach in here between the pieces of mesh and pull those to the outside so we can keep building our design up. Now we have them all out, and we're going to start using our pink mesh. I'm going to move these ribbon tails so the mesh doesn't get caught on the wires. This is really pretty pink. It's got like metallic strips through it. Okay, so we're doing the same process, cruffle. So roll it 4 times on this first end. Turn it away from us. And we'll do the same thing on the other end. Stretch it down the middle. And then we have what looks like a bow. Now this time I'm going to place it in these pipe cleaners with the finished edge to the right and the left. And this is where we really start building up the thickness of the wreath. I I should have laid out hot rolls to go with that vegetable soup, you guys. That would have been amazing. I think I'm going to make big steak in a couple days. I'll do the hot rolls then. That'll be good too. I'm really starving. All I can think about is food. Okay, so when I put each piece in, I kind of just line up the edges here so they touch or lay next to each other. Right here. You'll be using 6 pieces of the pink mesh because we're now only working on those 6 pipe cleaners from the inside of the frame. These are also cut 16 to 17 inches long. It's 10-inch wide mesh. It creates a nice texture, plus it's kind of see-through so you can still see all of your design. Your ribbons and mesh and things that are underneath kind of show through. But you still get that nice burst of color. And also when you add this second layer of mesh, on the bottom layer of mesh, you're going to be pulling really tight and securing because this forms the base of your whole wreath design. But these top pieces, you do not want to pull too tight because it'll sink it down into your wreath frame, down into your other mesh, and you'll kind of lose it in that other mesh and ribbon. And when I'm putting this mesh in, I'm twisting the pipe cleaners like 1.5 to 2 times because I'm still going to add ribbons to that. One. Okay, so now we're ready to put our ribbons on the top. I want to hold my sign up here and see. Yeah, I think I'm going to put him in the middle. So I'm going to actually fan my ribbon tails out this way instead of doing the X pattern like I normally do. I think I'm going to V them back kind of like we did on the bottom. I think he's just the cutest frog. So I'm going to keep with the same pattern we used on the bottom and put the pink with the frog. I'm going to do the little X again. And scrunch it in the middle. V it back towards myself and line up these two. So you end up with like a little fan of ribbons just like on the bottom. And then I'm going to place it in the pipe cleaner. Twist it 3 or 4 times. Snip off the extra. Push the end down inside and squeeze. And then I'm going to fan these two out this way, kind of sideways. And then these two out towards the outside of the design. Okay, we'll see how that looks when we get to the end. We can always adjust them if we don't like it. And we're going to rotate the pattern just like we did on the bottom. Back to our frog. Careful, always make sure the pretty side of your ribbon is up. Oh, the frog ribbon and the green polka dot and the pink came from Craft Outlet. The one with the butterflies is part of Sam's ribbon collection. So I got that at Sam's Club. Not sure that I mentioned where the ribbons came from. And they are all cut 13 inches long. I think I did say that. Dovetailed at both ends. All right, 2 more sets to do. I need to go the other way with this. Our last one, and then we'll add our sign. Probably going to try to do one more live tonight. We'll see. After I get my belly full, sometimes that makes me sleepy. Okay, so there's what we have so far. Looking really cute with all the pinks and greens. Okay, and now I'm going to add the sign, which I'm going to stand up to do this part. It's easier for me. I have an extreme pain in my groin of my leg, so I'm going to try to be careful. Okay, so I think I'm going to rest his head right there where this one V's. And then this one down here, the round part, can just be surrounded by these pretty pink curls of mesh. I'm going to pull those out and let the sign kind of rest down inside of those. Just like that. So then I need to just take my pipe cleaners that I've already attached and run them down to the wire frame at the base. Work down through all that mesh. Wrap your pipe cleaners around 2 of the rings on the frame. Make sure he's straight. And I'm not going to pull him down real tight because that mesh is going to help hold him into place. And I don't want to sink him clear to the back of my design and lose him inside of all this mesh. I want to make sure that you can see my sign. I'm going to twist the pipe cleaner like 10 times around itself. Cut off the extra. Push the end up inside of the wreath design. Okay, I'm just going to spin this around and do the same thing for these 2 pipe cleaners. Same thing, I'm just going to twist it around, not pull it too tight. I have a little bit of fraying here, so I'm going to trim that off. Got those down through there, I want to just check and make sure it's still centered. There we go. Push those curls away from his head a little bit so that he shows really well. He's got such a happy face. This is what he looks like so far. I think we're going to do a little bow. And so I need to figure out what I do with my bow maker. I knocked it over earlier, so I have to find it. Clean up this mess first. Remember, I set it in the floor so I wouldn't knock it down again. I'm going to end up breaking it. Oh, thank you, Laura. Okay, we're going to do a little bow, I think. Nothing too drastic. I think I might even use a solid green. solid lime green. It's kind of shiny, sparkly, matches the mesh, the pink mesh. So I think I'm going to start with the frog ribbon. Keep this one kind of simple and just use 3 ribbons. Oh, I think I covered up my scissors. Yep. Okay, so I'm just going to dovetail my first end. I'm going to keep this ribbon tail kind of shorter, about 8 inches, and then I'm going to twist in the middle so that I can keep my pretty side of my ribbon up when I come around with my loop. So when you twist it, your tail that's going to be showing will have the pretty side up, and then the not so pretty side will be up on the other side. So when you loop back, then you have your frogs all showing on the outside of your loop. See, I'm going to do 5-inch loop. Same thing on the other side. And each time you go through to make a new loop, make sure you twist in the middle. I'm going to cut this tail off at 7 inches. I'm going to actually have that one going upward. Push that down in there. And then next I'm going to use this pink. Dovetail the end. Now both sides of this are basically the same, so you don't necessarily have to twist it. I am going to twist it though, and I'll explain why when I do it, because I'll be able to demonstrate it. Okay, so I'm going to do an 8-inch tail again with this to match this one down here. Now here I'm going to twist, and that is because I want to be able to control where this loop goes. I want the frog to be down, and I want the pink to be up. So by twisting it, I'm able to pull this loop up and bring it back in, and I'm going to make it about 1 inch smaller than the frog. So let's see, it's at about, actually, it's about 3.5 inches, so a little bit smaller than 1 inch, a little bit more than 1 inch, I mean. Pull my tail downward, and now, did I twist? I did not twist. So I need to twist in the middle here. Again, I want to control where my loop goes. So by twisting this ribbon, I can then have this loop down here, opposite of this loop on the other side. Okay, those are pretty close inside. I'm going to pull my tail up there, and I'm going to snip it off just a little bit shorter than I did the frog. And then I'm going to do this light green, metallic light green. It's kind of like a sheer ribbon. This one came from Sam's Club. Over here and do it a little bit shorter than I did this pink one, so I'm making it about 1 inch shorter. I'm twisting in the middle again so I can control where my loops go. And again, I'm going to make these a little bit smaller than my last loop, so about 1 inch. I'm going to come in about another inch. Again, I'm twisting so I can control my loops, which direction they go. There, pull my tail upward, and I'm going to cut it just a little bit shorter than the pink one. now I need to grab a green pipe cleaner because I don't have any pink. I'm fresh out. I'm just going to run that down through the middle of my ribbons, pinch in the middle, and slide my fingers under each side. So in the middle, I'm holding with both thumbs and using my other 4 fingers underneath each side to make sure that my ribbon stays exactly the way that I put it together. Then you're going to pull your pipe cleaner to the back, twist it, and then I like to push all my ribbons forward and just keep twisting to twist that pipe cleaner down in towards the ribbon to get it as tight as I can. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay, so now I just want to dovetail the other ends that I hadn't done yet. Take my glasses off to see. All of them. So now we're ready to add this cute little guy to our design. We'll go ahead and pull these tails down, the longer ones. I'm going to add this right in here, but I want it so the tails are falling over to the side down this way and not covering my sign. This is going to be a challenge feeding through this mesh. Okay, 1. Oh, got him. Okay, I'm just going to pull it over this way to make sure that I'm not covering up my sign. So I'm just kind of shifting it to the outside of the frame. Make sure that you are wrapped around 2 of the rings on your wire frame underneath, which I'm not, so I gotta fix that. Okay, and then just twist the pipe cleaner around itself to secure the bow. Twisting it about 10 times, and then I'm just going to cut off the extra and push the end up inside, just like I did with the signs, or the sign. Okay, and then I'm just going to fluff up my ribbon tails, or ribbon loops. And then I'm going to take my fingers and run down these to get a nice little curl. Works really well with the 1.5 inch. Oh, it worked good with the 2.5 inch too, but it works better with the 1.5. Okay, and then I'm gonna come up here and kind of do the same thing. Get these to lay the way that I want them to. Okay, so what do you guys think? Is he cute? Is he adorable? So let me know what you all think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm going to go check on that soup that I cannot stop thinking about. Okay, you guys have a good evening, and I'll see you again soon. Oh, hey, Peg. I just now seen that you were on here. Love you.